architecture is really fundamental to who he was and also the art he made. I think it's going to hopefully draw more attention to that aspect of him as a little bit more of a hybrid figure and kind of understanding that the architecture was there from the beginning.
We're here in Marfa.
We're in Judd's architecture office here in downtown Marfa. It has also been the subject of a years-long restoration effort, and this weekend we are opening it up to the public.
We wanted to maintain that kind of crispness between the inside and outside that Donald Judd had experienced, where you really feel like when you look through that glass like you're on the street, and when you're on the street you feel like you can be part of the office and keep that publicness alive.
His ancestors' names are written on the windows, and it says, for instance, Clarence Judd Architecture. Clarence was his grandfather. He wasn't a licensed architect.
The windows are mocking the system of you have to be a licensed architect to be called an architect. He's implying an architectural firm with the names of his relatives because he was not a licensed architect.
But everybody in his family built their own homes. They were from a part of the country where there were no architects.
Donald Judd said he thought about being an architect when he started out, and you can see he's coming back to the idea of what's the agency of architecture that maybe is different than the agency of art, that maybe is different than the agency of furniture.
For him, the display and the container was as important in a way as the art itself.
If I could distill his approach to architecture into one thing, it would be about the social function of space. It's inseparable to think about Judd's ultimate philosophy from this project of rehabilitating the town and the landscape. So he's really thinking about the relationship between social activities and spatial envelopes and how tweaking one can, tweak the other.
I don't think Donald Judd saw this as a practice that would be unique to Marfa. I think he sees this as something that, why can't we do this with all of our existing buildings?
Well, Don was just one person, but I think one of the things he definitely communicated is that it's up to each generation, whether you're an artist or an architect, to carry good ideas forward, and that you can't just throw your hands up and say, I give up.
Architecture doesn't happen just through the design or just through the idea, but it needs to build constituencies. And I think this gives us a place where you can demonstrate that constituency can exist, it should exist, to support this kind of architecture. So you might ask, instead of tearing down a building, what is the possible future of that building that can allow it to live on for another generation?